Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. Ask a question. Have you liked and subscribed yet? Yes or no? I support Epstein. Boom. Good morning. Boom. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Yes, I know my hair looks fucking nuts. I'm aware. It's on my head. If anybody knows, it is I. The Epstein survivors have been speaking out for a while.
This morning is no stranger to the plight of survivors.
It's been intense.
And so with that, I'd love to welcome Gloria Allred to wrap us up here.
Bro, I fucking cried multiple times already watching this. Speaker of the House promising to get to the bottom of all the famous people on the Epstein list. Are you talking about Mike Johnson? Because he's lying.
Big round of applause to
he already
all the
put together a coalition to vote no on releasing it. If you're talking about Mike Johnson.
I commend you, and it matters that you're here. Let me just say, your voice is important, but power only recognizes power. And for many years, we have not exercised our power in a way that helped win change. And you all and we all have been betrayed. I represent Alicia Arden and 26 other brave survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and some of
there's fucking hundreds of women.
And in 1997, my client Alicia Arden went to the police in Santa Monica and said that she
Speaker Johnson claimed he cried during the testimony. He probably did, but he is still going to vote no on releasing it. He's already said that. The GOP is preparing to vote no on releasing the Epstein list because Donald Trump is on the Epstein list and he's the president of the United States. They already voted no earlier and they're going to vote no again. Mike Johnson will hear their testimony. It will hit that small part of humanity left inside of him and he will disregard it because he praises the Fuhrer. And if the Fuhrer says no list, then there will be no list.
Let's hear it. Believe women. Believe women! Believe women! And then the victims and all of us were betrayed when, in Florida, Mr. Acosta made that deal, U.S. Attorney, is for the Southern District of Florida, made that deal that instead of 60 felony counts that could have been filed by the United States Attorney,
Luigi.
2 counts were filed by the state attorney. And Jeffrey Epstein,
Luigi, come here.
Without having a trial, was able to go to his office every day as part of the sentence and just sleep in the jail at night for 13 months. Is that justice? You were
Luigi,
betrayed.
Come here.
And then, of course, there was New York. New York, where Jeffrey Epstein was brought in, arrested. I saw him at the last hearing in federal court. And so many victims and so many survivors thought, at last there's justice. But instead of justice, it was a dead body, the Metropolitan Correctional Center. And questions are still being asked. Was it suicide? Was it homicide?
Was it his
body? But the victims never got to testify at trial and confront that sexual predator. Was that justice? No! We're overdue for justice. We're not going to be waiting for justice. We are fighting for justice.
You're not getting justice. You're not getting justice. This is not justice. Justice would have been 30 fucking years ago. You shouldn't even be asking for justice. You should be asking for fucking revenge. You should be asking for fucking retribution. This isn't justice. Even if we do get the fucking list, this is not justice. This is proof of the lack of justice in our fucking system over the past 30 fucking years.
These predators took advantage of vulnerable children, of vulnerable adults. And we know how vulnerable women can be.
Oh, shut
And they
up.
abuse their power, and they abuse their trust. And it's time to meet power with power. There are 3 stages of evolution. The first is victim, the second is survivor, and the third is fighter for change. Are you going to be fighters for change? Not just today, but every day. Not just in politics in Congress, but in lawsuits, in speaking to people, your co-workers, your children, your mothers. Help them, support them to stand up to win justice, because nobody has ever given women and children any rights. We've always had to fight to win them. We've had to fight to keep them. Will you fight that fight? And I leave you with this, one of my favorite sayings. Pray for the dead, and that's for Virginia Roberts and all those who didn't make it here today. Pray for the dead. But fight like hell for the living. Keep up the fight. Let me hear it. Keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. Thank you very much.
I watched the earlier parts of this, and it made me sick to my stomach. It made me cry.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. One last unbelievable.
Crazy shit.
We're here because every survivor deserves more than a headline. They deserve more than a single conviction. They deserve the full weight of the law behind them. Our demands are clear. Ghislaine Maxwell must remain in a maximum security prison for the rest of her life. No leniency, no deals, no special treatment.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. She's getting a presidential pardon. She will be released from prison, and she will be walking free among us. I don't want to be the guy who fucking tells you the worst thing, but that is what is going to happen. There is no other reality. There is no world where Ghislaine Maxwell remains in prison and does not rat out Donald Trump. Either she stays in prison and she rats on Trump, or she's released from prison and she runs cover for Trump. She has already ran cover for Trump. She already did an interview. She already said Donald Trump has never done anything inappropriate ever.
The Epstein documents must be unsealed. Every name, every detail, no more secrets, no more protection for those who preyed on the vulnerable. And finally, we demand full accountability from every enabler, every accomplice, every person in power who turned a blind eye. The justice system was not designed to serve the powerful. It was meant to protect the people. And it's time it started doing just that.
Incorrect. The justice system was literally designed to protect the powerful. Again, guys, like, listen, we need to bite the bullet and accept reality. You live in the United States of America. It is systemically flawed, and the justice system is quite literally designed to help rich people stay out of jail and to help poor people be enslaved in prison. That's the point of the prison industrial complex and the justice system. Without all of those prisoners, we wouldn't have our slave labor. And yes, slave labor is literally legal in the United States, according to the 13th Amendment. Despite the fact that we abolished chattel slavery, if you are thrown in prison, you can be enslaved. It is written in black and white in the United States Constitution. We do not care about the poor whatsoever in this nation. Our leaders would much rather enslave every last one of you than allow you to speak your fucking mind.
This movement isn't just about the past, it's about reshaping the future. A future where survivors are not shamed, silenced, or ignored, but heard, honored, and empowered. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for standing here, for fighting alongside us, and for refusing to let this story end with injustice. Virginia's voice echoes in every one of us. Let's make sure the world keeps listening. I want to end it with a quote from Virginia, and I'm going to hand it over to my wife, Amanda.
This is a quote from Virginia's journals. I look forward to the days when money and power does not stop the truth from coming out and the righteous prevail.
Bro, they fucking killed that woman, Virginia. You don't know who they're talking about. This is the family of Virginia Giuffre, one of the big Epstein victims who came out. She was part of multiple documentaries. And she said she was never going to kill herself. And then she killed herself. They fucking killed that goddamn woman. They killed that woman just like they've killed many other Epstein victims.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. I am Teresa J. Helm. I am the survivor of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and I work with the National Center on Sexual Exploitation here in Washington, D.C., very proudly. And today, I stand here as an expert of my lived experience at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator,
I believe it's
Ghislaine
pronounced Jeffrey.
Maxwell,
That's what I've been saying.
or
Oh, you mean
as I
Giuffre?
first knew her
Maybe,
as
I don't know.
Miss Maxwell. I was systematically recruited, trafficked across this great nation, groomed, and assaulted. Ghislaine, it was your butler that greeted me at the front door of your beautiful home, and it was your calm, manipulative, and fraudulent demeanor that cultivated my trust. That coercive system that you have mastered was entirely end-game oriented. And that end game was to feed the perversion of you and Jeffrey through sexual violence. It was you who sent me off
Are there still unskippable ads in your stream? Probably.
to the home of a monster, knowing what was waiting for me. Ghislaine Maxwell, you are the system. And now, you are but a part of another system.
Conspiracy theories. We are the keys to this situation. We have the truth. And the FBI...
This woman.
Actively turned a blind eye, and they are the greatest danger.
This woman. Popped off.
And you know who you are, as do we. You allowed us to be abused for a fat check and a cushy life, which you still have. And to those in power, hear us clearly. Do your job. Release what needs to be released.
Yes.
And hold those responsible accountable. Survivors, sorry. Thank you. Survivors deserve peace. Survivors deserve truth. Survivors deserve justice. And to my fellow survivors, your voice matters, your story matters, and you matter. Together we are louder than the silence. Together we will not stop until justice is done.
No? Where is it? One of these women say that they're going to put together their own fucking Epstein list.
Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors,
exploited and dismissed. Thank you.
Why don't the victims start name dropping? That's what they say. But first of all, you need to understand, these people have been, like many of these people have actually been killed for doing that. They've literally been assassinated for doing that. There's a reason why they're all coming out in public, on camera, in mass, all together. Because they can't kill us all. That's the mindset in these women's mind right now. They can't kill us all. That is literally what you're watching right now.
And we are not asking for pity. We are demanding accountability. Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors? Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand.
I want to take it back a little bit.
Congress must choose. For pity, we are demanding accountability.
Okay, hold on. Speaker of the House Johnson faces escalating pressure as the House GOP prepares for the Epstein vote. House Republicans expected to take their first major floor votes on forcing the president's regime to release more records. Johnson, like his members, is under intense pressure to meet the base's demands for transparency. Mike Johnson is there for 2.5 hours. We're serious about this. We're going to do everything we can to make this right. He is not. Johnson himself told reporters and testimonials he heard were heartbreaking and infuriating, said there were tears in the room, there was outrage. Hope that Senate lawmakers home earlier would diffuse tension around the issue, but the return to Congress proved not. Representative Thomas Massey, his Democratic counterpart, Representative Ro Khanna in California, will hold a press conference. Some of the Epstein survivors to speak publicly for the first time. 2 other Republicans have signaled they'll support it. Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia and Lauren Boebert. Dude, hell has frozen over. If Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are the saviors of democracy, right? I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna fucking throw up. I'm gonna fucking throw up, dude. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are the only 2 Republicans that have said that they will sign off on. I'm gonna fucking throw up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, listen. I hate to be this fucking far to the left, but the Democrat Party is honestly the biggest dog shit party in the United States. The Conservative Party is evil, but they are such a better party in terms of following through. The Democrats are literally being outflanked by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren fucking Boebert. And even in terms of like defunding Israel. What a useless political party. Completely fucking useless. Wait till you hear about Nancy Mace. What the fuck did Nancy Mace do? Full-blown panic attack. This isn't even the story. What happened to it? Full-blown panic attack. Representative Nancy Mace leaves meeting with Epstein victims in tears. Yeah, meanwhile, you're still gonna vote to not release the fucking files, you evil cunt. I had a very difficult time listening to their stories. Just join what's going on. The Republicans are preparing to defend pedophilia while we demand the Epstein list is released. This is a political election in the midterms. Where were they for the Epstein? Oh my God. Tomorrow, stand with the victims demanding justice and full transparency. I also signed the discharge petition to ensure the full truth come out. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Of the meeting with the Epstein survivor. Now you can see here Rep. Nancy Mace walking out of the meeting with the Epstein survivors. I mean, she genuinely looked upset. I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm sure hearing the stories of these now grown women talking about what happened to them when they were just girls was quite upsetting. But in true Nancy Mace style, it didn't take long for her to respond to our reaction. Nancy Mace said, "Since it's already being reported, yes, I left the oversight briefing with Epstein victims early. As a recent survivor, not 2 years in, I had a very difficult time listening to their stories. Full-blown panic attack, sweating, hyperventilating, shaking.
Not that I feel bad for her, but
breathe.
she has some shit to work through. I don't give a fuck about anything that's ever happened to that cunt. Fuck her. She voted to not release the Epstein files. She voted to defend pedophilia. I don't give a fuck about anything that has happened to her."
Wow, that sounds terrible. "I feel the immense pain of how hard all victims are fighting for themselves because we know absolutely no one will fight for us. God bless all survivors." Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I personally have a really difficult time believing anybody who claims to be a victim like Nancy Mace when they voted for, work for, and support a literal adjudicated abuser and accused P to the O. You know, just a reminder, I actually have receipts. So just remember, they're going to tell you that the E. Jean Carroll jury said, no, it wasn't the R word. But then the next question they answered yes to. So can you just ask them what the difference between number 2 and number 1 is for me? Thanks. So just to be clear, I really make a habit out of believing victims and women when they come forward. But I really, really struggle to believe a woman when they literally are looking down on other victims, you know, and you couldn't even muster up the strength to sit through those women's stories. You should have sat there. And the reason you should have sat there, Nancy, is because you're part of the reason that they aren't getting the accountability and the closure that they want, because you're supporting the person that is either withholding or really cleansing.
Brenner walking out of the meeting, that's why I said I don't feel bad for her. She knows what it feels like and still voted no. Yeah, no, I mean, I just meant that when you said she's going through her own shit, that's my thing is I don't care what she's going through. I don't give a fuck what she's going through. Shut up, sit down, finish the fucking meeting like the elected official you are, bite the bullet, you crying fucking cunt, and then vote to release the Epstein files. Anything other than that, shut your slut mouth and stay quiet.
The files. So, you know, I'm sorry, you're crying because you know that you're part of the problem. You're crying because you know that you're covering up for the person that is doing the things to the women that you just heard their stories. That's why you're upset. That's why you're crying. And now you're trying to throw the victim card not even an hour later. So, typical Nancy Mace. So, as always,
yeah, this is literally what you fucking voted for, bitch. Oh, that's so funny. Look at her. Look at her. That's the face of a woman who knows she's burning in hell. You're burning in hell. Thank you for the $5. It's terrifying, wild how this still isn't going to do shit to the Republicans. No, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. Guys, this is not going to do anything to the Republican Party. They're still going to have power. They're still going to take over this nation. This isn't going to do anything. All right. We're going to make a quick video about this. Thanks for becoming a member for 3 months. Took a break to party all summer and reset, but we back. Some time to watch Trump croak. What's going on right now, though? A whole bunch of Epstein victims came out and did like a public event where they told their stories. And they're demanding the release of the list, and that if they don't, they are going to release their own list. There we go. This is a good one. How are things going, Chris? They're going. Okay. We're going to make a video real quick. Let's make a video, guys. Is ready to lock in? Lock in. It's video time. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump, they came out and they did a like a full public organized press briefing. They told their stories. They call out the insane global cabal of elite pedophiles who are funded by Israel. You know, and how Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent. And everything that he was doing was in order to gather blackmail for the behest of Israel. And these women, these brave fucking women who were children when this shit happened to them, have decided to come out. And essentially, their whole modus operandi here is they can't kill us all. Because as we know, there's like multiple of these women, including like Virginia Giuffre, who have disappeared. They have said, I would never kill myself. And then they come out and tell their story. And then mysteriously they overdose. And those are suppression. That's suppression. That's silencing. They're being killed. They're being assassinated. So these women have decided, well, if we all come together and we all come out in public, they can't kill us all. And now one of these women is saying, if you do not release the Epstein list in full, we will. That's what she said. She said, because all of us women up here, we know the names. They abused us. And if you don't release that fucking list, we're gonna do it. Which I know it's got Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and the royal family shitting in their fucking britches going, oh my God, it's actually gonna happen. Meanwhile, the GOP, led by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who also, by the way, has a app on his phone and his son's phone that allows them to monitor each other's porn consumption so they know what porn they're watching. Yeah, that guy, that's real. He's already preparing the House Oversight Panel to vote no on releasing the files. He's already preparing for it, despite the fact that he sat there for 2 fucking hours and listened to these women testify and talk about the rape that they endured. Oh, and also Nancy Mace, Representative Nancy Mace, the one who voted no to release the Epstein files, who kisses the fucking ring of our pedophile president, Nancy Mace had the audacity, while she's sitting in there listening to these women tell their story, to get up and run away and have a panic attack because I was actually a victim 2 years ago and this is too traumatizing. Shut the fuck up, cunt. Get back in that fucking room. You're a fucking elected official. Wipe your fucking tears off your face, sit down, shut up, and listen. You don't get a fucking choice. Fuck your panic attack. You voted to keep those files locked the fuck up. The least you could do is sit there and listen to them tell you what you defend. You fucking cunt. This video of her having a panic attack fills me with fucking joy. And then she has the fucking audacity to post this. Since it's already being reported, yes, I left the oversight briefing with Epstein victims early. As a recent survivor, not 2 years in, I had a very difficult time listening to their stories. Full-blown panic attack, sweating, hyperventilating, shaking, I can't breathe. I feel the immense pain of how hard all victims are fighting for themselves because we know absolutely no one will fight for us. God bless all survivors. Oh, we know absolutely no one will fight for us? You mean like you? You fucking hellspawn demon cunt? You voted to keep the files locked up! Who the fuck are these crocodile tears for? I think I know. I think they're for yourself. I think this panic attack isn't about what happened to these women. It's about you coming to the realization that you are on the side of the abuser. Your job is to defend the President of the United States, who's on every last fucking page of this list. And then the House Oversight Committee releases 33,000 pages of the Epstein files that were already fucking released. No new information on it. Here, guys, here's the Epstein list. Motherfucker, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Fucking disgusting. I want you to listen to this woman here. This woman here, wildly brave. This is one of the Epstein victims. Wildly brave. Listen to what she has to say.
Congress must choose. Will you continue to protect predators, or will you finally protect survivors?
I'll tell you what they're going to do. The first one. They're going to protect the predators.
Transparency is justice. Release the files. End the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law.
Well, you're actually incorrect because the Supreme Court already ruled that the President of the United States is literally above the law. The Supreme Court ruled that the President of the United States cannot be held liable for any crimes he commits as long as it's an official presidential action, which means the president can load a fucking pistol and go, shh, this is a official presidential action, and then shoot you in the fucking face, and there's literally nothing you can do about it.
And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. Yes. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that.
I have more faith in these women releasing a list of their own than the government. And let me tell you the most fucked up part. If these women do put together a list and release it, every single MAGA conservative will come for their throat. Every single one of your bootlicking chud influencers will come for their throat and say that you are vindictive, paid-off, lying bitches. That is what they will say.
It's because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
So that woman is incredibly brave for even saying that. Now look at this. Johnson. This is the Speaker of the House. Johnson faces escalating pressure as House GOP prepares for Epstein vote. On his first full day back in Washington, and that's because, remember, Johnson shut down Congress in order to delay and hope that the Epstein file thing will just disappear, you know. On his first full day back in Washington, House Speaker Mike Johnson sat for hours in a closed-door interview with 6 women who say they were abused by the late Jeffrey Epstein. Johnson's presence in the room on the first day of a frenetically busy September on Capitol Hill underscores how significant the issue of Epstein's past crimes has become within the GOP. Within days, House Republicans are expected to take their first major floor votes on forcing the Führer, Donald Trump's regime, to release more records related to the case. And Johnson, like his members, is under intense pressure to meet the base's demands for transparency without going against the wishes of the president, whose inner circle has attempted to quiet this summer's political firestorm over Epstein. Quote, "The fact that Mike Johnson sat there for 2.5 hours, we're serious about this," House Oversight Chairman James Comer told reporters after leaving the meeting Tuesday. Quote, "We're going to do everything we can to make this right." No, you're not. Do you think we're fucking stupid? You're not releasing the Epstein list. As long as Donald Trump is the president of the United States, that list is never being released. Everyone watching this needs to bite the bullet and accept fucking reality. Johnson himself told reporters the testimonials he heard were heartbreaking and infuriating. There were tears in the room and there was outrage. 5 weeks ago, Johnson and his leadership team had hoped that sending lawmakers home early to their districts for August recess would diffuse tension around the issue. But the return of Congress to Washington showed that the pressure on GOP leaders has only continued to build. Now, I want to show you why I think hell has frozen over. Only 2 Republicans have signaled their support for releasing the Epstein list. And you cannot even fucking imagine who they are. The 2 other Republicans who have signaled that they'll support it are Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. The Democrat Party is being outflanked by Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's Jewish space lasers melting Hawaii, and Lauren Boebert, let me give you a hand job in the middle of a live theater show. That's who is literally leading the charge. That's literally who is leading the charge. The Democrat Party is fucking useless. House Oversight Committee has been leading an investigation into Epstein after some Republicans joined the Democrats to compel a subpoena to the Justice Department for records. The panel on Tuesday night released more than 33,000 pages related to the case, all of the subpoenaed documents the panel had obtained earlier this summer. Yet none of this is new information. GOP Representative Nancy Mace, one of the lawmakers in the room who has spoken out about being raped at age 16, left the meeting in tears. Oh, boo fucking who, bitch. Anyway, I also want to point this out. So, the 33,000 pages of records on Tuesday, let's see. Many of the documents were public court filings, and it was not immediately clear whether they included any material the Trump regime had not already made public. So, like, they're just pulling the wool over your eyes because they genuinely think you're stupid. They think we're all fucking stupid. That's the story. Listen, if you're watching this live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. Also, consider supporting the channel financially, because this is real independent media. You can become a member by hitting join down below. You could donate to the channel with the thanks button. You could buy some of the merch down below, like that Democratic Socialist poster. 40% off discount code for Ground News in the description below. And last but not least, you can become a patron on Patreon. Thank you very much for 87,000 subs. We're inching closer and closer to 100K. I love you all. Have a good one. And don't forget to click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. That was a banger. Now that's a fucking banger. And I got pissed off. Let's see. Oh yeah, Asmongold is definitely going to attack these women. Every Republican, like, influencer is going to attack these women. Every single one. Don't forget that, you know, conservatives are actually subhuman. Dogmen. Vermin, even. You guys know what time it is, right? Mummy time. Do you think since Trump is trying to force all reps to say no, MTG and LB will say no? Maybe. I doubt it, though. They like to, they're like populists. They like to just do what people want to hear. It's time for the redistribution of my frames. That was not a panic attack. That was acting and not even good. I don't even give a fuck if it was a panic attack. Even if it was a real panic attack, if I was there, I would make it worse. I would follow her around, pointing at her, going, "You did this! You did this!" I would hope to God that I could make her panic attack escalate into something genuinely fucking permanently traumatizing. I want to traumatize that cunt. I want to make her panic attack worse. I want her to fucking throw up all over herself. Yeah, no, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare shit. Wrap my hands around her and go, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. I would point and laugh. That's not enough. You need to literally follow her around and make it worse. How do you feel about Marines offended by what you said the other day? I thought Marines could take a joke, but apparently not. I have a lot of Marine friends who thought that was fucking hilarious, but honestly, I don't care if a whole bunch of crayon-eating fucking chuds are mad at me. They can blow me. I don't give a fuck. Why do American people still believe in their legal system? Because they're fucking idiots. What did I say? I said, good luck in Venezuela. Watch out for the bouncing Bettys. I didn't know that Venezuela was Spanish for Vietnam. And then I also said, I hope Venezuela wins, which I do. Which I genuinely do. Some weird Marine on TikTok got all offended. Dude, who gives a fuck? No one gives a shit about their opinions, bro. They're weapons. They don't have... They literally don't have the same rights as you. They have less rights than you. They're weapons. Fuck them. He's not making fun of the Marines? No, I'm making fun of the Marines. Absolutely making fun of the Marines. Yeah, they're property of the government. They're literally owned by the government. There's no more fighting for your freedom. There never was fighting for your freedom, dog. Maybe in World War II. Maybe. What's the situation in Venezuela? I was talking to someone on Reddit. They said they need the U.S. to strike like they did with Iran to help the people revolt. No, we're just bombing the fuck out of Venezuela because we want to steal their oil and gold. There's nothing to do with helping the people revolt. We don't give a shit about the people of Venezuela. You're out of your fucking mind if you think we do. They are. I'm a veteran. You could be charged with destruction of government property for self-harm. At least they threaten that anyway. Yeah, no, I mean, also, you literally do have less rights once you join the military, or I guess you could call it a different set of rights. Completely different. Any update on what happened in Yemen? I mean, I don't exactly know what you mean by update, other than the fact that the Israelis fucking murked the Prime Minister of Yemen's entire cabinet. Other than that, there ain't much. Epstein victims go public. That's one. We're making 2 thumbnails for this. What do you mean something went wrong? Just download it. Fuck you. Just download it. Download the goddamn thing. Any retaliation on the Yemen side? I don't think so. Dude, what is going on? Why won't this fucking download? Almost all of the Yemen government is dead. Yeah, it makes sense. I have played Helldivers. Dude, what the fuck does this mean? All right, I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out after my stream. I gotta make the second thumbnail anyway. Oh, this one's gonna be a bitch to delete. I did get the ODST war bond, and I am a god. Dude, what the fuck is going on with this goddamn website right now? Having major problems here. Major problems on Canva right now. Alright, whatever. Wonder if they're flagging Epstein now? Yeah, I mean, this is really bizarre. This has never happened to me. You guys are here for thummy time all the time. This has never once happened. This is fucked. It's the government. Yeah, it's Mossad. It's literally Mossad doing this right now. I got an idea. If I took a screenshot. How do you take a screenshot? Okay, I took a screenshot. Let's see if that works. I did. I finally remembered how to screenshot. Oh, it looks fine. Oh, no, it has the purple fucking thing on it. Motherfucker. Shit. It has a purple thing on it. I gotta redo it. There we go. That should be good. Change. There we go. Much better. Billionaire Jewish supremacists have compromised our government are trafficking our children with impunity. Brother, it doesn't matter what religion they are, you fucking anti-Semite, bro. They're not, it's not Jew. Is Donald Trump Jewish? Is Bill Clinton Jewish? It has nothing to do with their fucking religion, you goddamn Nazi. Fucking Christ. Watch. Epstein victims say they will release their own list if the government doesn't themselves. This video, we watch the testimony multiple Epstein victims. We watch Nancy Mace have a fake panic attack, and we prepare for Mike Johnson to protect Epstein. No issues were found with the video. Hell yeah. These girls targets now for Trump. Well, that was why they came out in public. Can't kill us all. How's it going, boss man? First time in the live stream. How you doing, Judah the Wise? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You tuned in towards the end here while I'm posting this YouTube video. Public. Let's make sure the video started properly. And Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump, I don't even know if that starts properly. Whatever. Publish. Really hope the victims come out first. That would be great. All right, real quick. Editor. And Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump, they came out and they did a like a full public organized press briefing. They told their stories. They call out the, all right, trim and cut, the insane, and Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump. Okay. 321, new cut, 21. They came out and they did a like a full public organized press briefing. They told their stories. They call out the insane global cabal. I acknowledge that these changes are permanent. All right, we're good. I wonder what the fuck is up with Canva. It just seems like it has a website problem, you know? YouTubers across the world are panicking. Oh, they're still talking.
To Katie Ford, the owner of the Ford Modeling Agency. Epstein's reach went to the very top of fashion, arts, and entertainment. This did not just happen to underage girls in Florida. In New York City, hundreds of young, ambitious women were abused by him. Epstein was not just a serial predator. He was an international human trafficker.
Oh, no, this isn't live.
And many
They're
around
just replaying
him knew,
it.
Many participated, and many profited. Many around him knew, many participated, and many profited. And yet, he was protected. So I stand here today for every woman who has been silenced.
How do you stay so focused on making
dismissed.
content? I just remember what my how valuable my silence would be for my enemies. If I shut up and just allowed them to keep doing what they're doing, that's not just one less voice yelling back at them. I am a powerful voice. I know damn well that they would love if I just shut the fuck up forever. So I do it out of spite.
We will confidentially compile the names we all know who were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details.
Is that Marjorie Taylor motherfucking Greene?
Hello, my name is Shantae Davies, and I'm here before you today as a survivor of decades of pain, trauma, and betrayal at the hands of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and the people who enabled them, and a government that for far too long refused to help. In 2002, I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person I trusted, someone I thought was a friend.
Yeah, dude, what if
invited
Marjorie
me to-
Taylor Greene goes on a full left-wing grift and becomes like our socialist princess?
I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introductions to someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. At first, I was an excited young woman on top of the world. Epstein flew me to his private island. He listened to my dreams, promised to help, but his promises came with a catch. The abuse began. He told me to keep it secret. He manipulated me with quid pro quo I did not consent to, but I felt I had no one to turn to. He was too powerful. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? Who would protect me?
We gotta burn this
Epstein
fucker down.
Himself was the most powerful leader.
We gotta burn this motherfucker
Epstein surrounded
down.
himself, with the most powerful leaders of our country and the world. He abused not only me, but countless others, and everyone seemed to look away. The truth is, Epstein had a free pass. He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump.
Oh shit, woman.
It was his biggest brag, actually.
You're playing a dangerous game. Playing a dangerous game, sweetheart.
What I endured will haunt me forever. I live every day with PTSD. I live as a mother trying to raise my child while distrusting a world that has betrayed me. This kind of trauma never leaves you. It breaks families apart. It shapes the way we see everyone around us. But one thing is certain, unless we learn from this history, monsters like Epstein will rise again. There are files, government files, that hold the truth about Epstein, who he knew, who owed him, who protected him, and why he was allowed to operate for so long without consequence. Why was Maxwell the only one held accountable when so many others played a role? Why does the government hide this information from the public? This secrecy is not protection, it's complicity. And as long as the truth is buried, justice will remain out of reach. That is why this bill matters. Passing it will, bless you, ensure that the suffering of survivors is not in vain.
You don't need to be a.
Passing it will bring.
You don't need to be the best person on planet Earth.
Prevention. It will help protect the
This
next
woman's in the middle of telling her
generation
story
of
about being raped by the
predators who seek to
fucking
place
global
themselves
elite. Someone
above the law
sneezes and she goes,
through
"Bless
wealth,
you."
influence,
What a
and connections.
fucking sweetheart. Jesus
This
Christ.
is not just my story. It is about every survivor who carries invisible scars. It's about the weight we live with daily. It is about the families broken and the future stolen. So I ask you, President Trump and members of Congress, why do we continue to cover up sexual abuse and assault? Who are we covering for?
Who do you
Let
think?
the public know the truth.
Who do you think?
We cannot heal without justice. We cannot protect the future if we refuse to confront the past. Thank you.
Hey,
Just,
friend of the
give
show,
a round of
Representative
applause
O'Connor.
for
How you doing,
the
Ro?
Courage and strength that the
I've talked to Ro. I've been in meetings with him. He put this whole thing together.
We now will take a few questions. You can always get Congressman Massey, me, or Congresswoman Green in the hallways and other places. If you have questions for us, that's fine. But I wanted to see first if you have questions for the lawyers and the survivors.
You already got a mag in the
and
chat?
Brad
No
will
way, where?
Facilitate any of the questions.
They're
for
all
the survivors.
opportunists, models, actresses, kind of fish. They ended up in their own jackpot. Dude, it didn't take long for you motherfuckers to immediately claim all these women are lying. You guys love defending pedophiles. It's fucking disgusting.
Can we get your reactions to what you think when you hear him say that?
Dude, it's so typical from these fucking pedophile defenders.
Mr. President Donald J. Trump, I am a registered Republican, not that that matters because this is not political. However, I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma.
What does it feel like emotionally to hear that?
Devastating.
It's being gutted from the inside out. Not that I would know what that feels like, but I imagine it's the
Wow, all the little
anxiety
princesses
buildup
plans
with
didn't work.
the
I guess they're like always saying he
depression
was
and the
small.
survival mode,
Bro,
and
I'm
your
willing to
nervous
bet
system
money that
goes
you
limp
support
and
child rape.
ironically is shot.
No one
and
gives
it
a fuck
feels
about your
like
opinion.
you just
Dude,
wanna
you are an
explode
actual
inside because
subhuman vermin. You deserve less rights than everybody else. Do us all a favor and contract cancer and die slowly, you
This is just
fucking
not-
rat.
Please humanize us. I would like Donald J. Trump and every person in America and around the world to humanize us, to see us for who we are and to hear us for what we have to say. There is no hoax. The abuse was real. Now, what goes on behind closed doors, I can't speak for that. What happens around the world politically, I can't.
Oh yeah, no, I fully believe that this guy, what's his name?
These women, including
Rob
their attorneys.
Gashgorian, he's
And I would
probably a
be more than
child
happy
rapist.
To meet with him, and I will meet
He
him
loves to
halfway.
defend pedophilia, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's also a child rapist.
I wonder if any of the victims could respond to the news from recently about Ghislaine Maxwell being transferred to a lower security prison in the aftermath of speaking to Todd Blanche.
You want that one?
About her transfer to a... I'm happy to speak to that. We were
Rob, are you
horrified
angry that
to
no
learn
woman
that
wants to
she had been
consensually
transferred
touch your
to
shrimp
prison
dick?
camp.
So you're upset that you can't force yourself
She
upon them
is
because you're a
someone who
fucking
was
pathetic
found
incel
guilty
beta
by a
cuck?
jury of sex
Every
trafficking.
woman looks at you with
She
pure
not only-
disgust.
we
You
often
do
hear
know
that
that,
she
right?
procured women
And your
for Jeffrey, which I
slut
think is a
mother,
very
the
sort
worst
of
thing that she
polite
ever
and
did was
minimizing
not let
term.
you
She
drip
also
down her fucking
participated in
thigh like the
abuse.
whore she is. You know that, right?
Was a major architect of the scheme.
And the fact that she's painted herself as a victim, I think is disgusting. And it was horrifying, I think, to us that we were not told about her prison transfer. We found out about it in the news. 1 minute, I think Anushka maybe has to.
So, Anushka DeGiorgio, I testified alongside Annie at the trial.
Why does Rob
of Ghislaine
keep on
Maxwell.
interacting? Because
I
he's
was
panicking.
horrified
He's now on the
when
side of
I
pedophilia,
found out
and he doesn't
not
know what
only
to
had
do.
Ghislaine Maxwell
Rob,
been
you
transferred
defend
to
pedophiles. Your mother was a skank, and your grandmother was a trailer park whore. I could have fucked her for a nickel.
And,
You're probably
and then
the son
afterwards, I
of
got a
your uncle and
notification from
aunt.
the Department of Justice telling me that this was going to happen when it had already happened. This woman.
Come see me, clown. Oh no, are you getting angry, little snowflake boy? You're getting angry, little snowflake boy? Go back to your fucking trailer park, go mine some coal and cry about it, you fucking redneck pedophile defender. Blow me.
I was abused by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell for over 10 years. Ghislaine Maxwell was present for some of my abuse at the hand of Jeffrey Epstein. She was present, she was complicit, she was enabling, and it is appalling and disgusting, and it's one of my worst nightmares that she not only
Not you're a short-sighted idiot, bro. Dude,
transferred,
Rob,
but
nobody
the
cares what you have to say.
possibility
You're an actual vermin. You're a subhuman vermin. I hope you get leukemia.
That's very much going around that she might
But
be
keep on
culpable.
crying
This
and
is not
coping
okay,
in the
guys.
fucking
this
chat.
Is not okay.
Defending
And I just wanna add that I think
pedophilia
this
like the
sends a
literal
very
fucking
dangerous
rat you
message,
are.
To our country, to the young people in our country, that someone that we all know is aware of these crimes could be given a pass.
And just for the last survivor who got involved.
Why are you so angry, Rob? Is it because you have to defend pedophiles now?
Would brag about her relationship with
Feeling uncomfortable having to defend pedophiles?
Shante.
Yeah, I did say that.
That's a loud fucking plane.
My first trip to the Palm Beach residence, I drove there from the airport with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, imagine defending
And
pedophiles, bro.
Jeffrey and Ghislaine were always very boastful about their friends, their famous or powerful friends, and his biggest brag forever was that he was very good friends with Donald Trump. He had an 8x10 framed picture of him on his desk.
What do you think MAGA will do? Something about the victims who spoke out about the situation? They already are. We have one in the chat. They're saying that all these women are lying models, actresses, opportunists, and that they're all putting it all together to get a jackpot big money. This is typical. You could have seen this coming from a mile away. Don't forget that Republicans hate women. They don't give a shit about these women. They hate all women.
So Lisa, what's your envision here?
Is it going to go to the public or just amongst the survivors? No, we're reaching out to survivors that are scared.
So come on.
We're reaching out to survivors that are scared to come forward and that also know who they were trafficked to. So that's the list that we're compiling. We're not quite sure, how we're going to release that, or even if we're going to. The Department of Justice needs to release the list.
Right, because for folks at home, they might be confused. The survivors know the names. You've seen these powerful people. Why can't you say the names? Could you just explain for folks?
Why do we have to say the names when the government knows the names? And we're also scared to do so. Look what's happened to so many of the survivors that have revealed names.
All this beta cuck leftist drivel making me feel sorry for you millennials.
I think it's also
losers.
worth saying.
I'm Gen Z. Also, you defend pedophiles, bro.
And Boyce Schiller.
Nobody cares about your opinion. You defend pedophiles.
About
You support child
they were
rape.
farmed out to. So we've created somewhat of a list. Most of these individuals, the victims, are very scared to say these names because they could get sued. They're going to get attacked, and nobody protected them the first time. And that was against one person. So is there a list? There is a list, but just to dispel kind of the common theme here, every one of these women was abused by Jeffrey Epstein, and his scheme was to personally abuse women. When they reached a certain age, he did farm a section of them, some of them, out to some of his friends. That doesn't mean all of his friends. With that said, I'm more than happy.
Hey, watch
to
this. Hey,
assist
Rob,
in
do you want the
helping
Epstein
create the
list
behind the
released?
scenes
Yes or no?
And see what we do with it.
Just answer yes or no, Rob. Do you want the
Go ahead.
Epstein list released? Yes or no?
Interested in prosecuting, they may have something different to say about sharing a list, but they're not sharing a list for nothing to happen, and that's the experience that they've had for all of these years.
Thank you all. We're waiting to see the fate of this discharge petition right now as we're here. The speaker and others have said that the people he met with yesterday
had concerns about your names being released if this bill were passed. And some people I talked to today are not signing the discharge petition because they say you don't want them to. Can you clarify if that is accurate?
Do any of the survivors here not want the bill to pass?
Rob, do you want
First
the
of
Epstein
all,
list released?
first of
Yes
all,
or no?
our legislation, Ro Khanna and I went through this. We talked about this, and we were very careful to make sure that there is an exception so that personally identifiable information, not just their names, but anything they could be identified by.
Thank you for the $5.
would not
Rob is a
be
pedophile
disclosed.
lover. Yes, he is.
But I think all of them are on the same page. That they want everything released.
Want the bill to pass.
Yes, they unequivocally redact personally
People are
identifying
certainly calling the
information
kettle
and
black.
release
Hey,
everything
Rob, why
else.
won't you answer the question? Do you want the Epstein list released? Yes or no?
Uh-oh. Yeah, sure.
Marina, you have stayed silent for so many years. Today, this is the first time, if we understand correctly, you have never before gone public with your story and to share this. Can you help us understand?
Thank you for the $2.
Why now and
Blood Eagle, your local
Well-
pedo. Absolutely.
It is not okay for us to be silenced, and it's not okay for Jeffrey
I did get the
Epstein
ODST war bond.
and everybody else to be put on a pedestal. I think everybody needs to hear from us because we know what went on, right? And there is not only me who's been silenced, there are hundreds of women that are silenced. My hope is to stop this abuse for the future, right? For people that are coming up, for women. My daughter, for example, these women have daughters. They most definitely don't want that anymore. And I think mainly it is.
Like you didn't ban them
this is
immediately because you have the
therapy for all
power
of
to.
us, too.
Sometimes
You
it's
know,
good to give
we
people
want to be
something to
heard.
point and laugh at.
Nobody
It's also good
also
to
has
show
never
people what
asked
they're
me to
up
speak.
against. You're not
That's
up.
also
This isn't
another thing.
political. You're not
So-
up against like a different ideology. You're up against people who support child rape, right? These are not your political enemies. These are the enemies of humanity, and they need to be treated as such. Not even fucking kidding. You know what I'm saying. They need to be treated as such.
Other victims to come along and speak up so that we can be more of a stronger voice and louder.
And so what is your message to President?
Bro, I don't give a fucking shit about the Epstein list. I'm not even a fucking moronic American. So you don't want a list of global cabal. You do know that other nations are involved, like the royal family from the United Kingdom, or is the former prime minister of Israel, Mohammed bin Salman from Saudi Arabia. You do know this is like a global thing, right? So you just don't care about child rape. Hey, bro, did your mama burp like that when she shot you on? So you don't care about child rape at all. I care about child rape. I don't want a fucking pedophile ring of the global elite raping children. There's a huge difference between us.
Listen, I don't want to send a direct message to him. I'm already scared enough.
Thanks for the $5, promo.
Just pass the vote. Listen to us. This is not a hoax. Like, it's not going to go away. And like I said on my speech earlier, we're not going to be silenced anymore. We will be speaking moving forward wherever we need to be. We will be, and we need to pass this.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Jordan Conrad from Gateway Pundit. For years we've heard that there was an Epstein client list or some kind of list. Now we hear from the DOJ that there's no list. Question for all the victims. What do you guys think? I know you're working on your own list, but do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein had a list?
Yeah. So there's not a list.
Yeah.
So here's what it was. Just like you heard everybody today, Jeffrey Epstein created through an organization that of enablers, of people that were on his payroll. It was a complicated scheme where others should still be investigated because they helped to enable him and operate this scheme. Without those people, he could not have done this. But the purpose was for him to personally abuse people.
Thank you for the $5. Wouldn't surprise me if Rob was a pedophile. Wouldn't surprise me either. Pedophiles defend pedophiles. This guy doesn't like these women calling out pedophilia. Probably because Rob is also a pedophile.
Scheme, and I don't think he wrote the names of those people down. There's not a list of, hey, here's all of the people that I sent females to. That's just not how that organization works.
Mr. Edwards,
Agreed?
is there any evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was involved with or tied to the CIA or a foreign intelligence operation?
Just say
I think that the safest thing for me to say is all files should come out, whether it is for this with the CIA, FinCEN, SEC, FBI.
Maybe you care about
I'm
it
not
because
just
it's a
making these up
latent tell
haphazardly.
into
I'm
your private
giving you a real-
skeletons. No, I care about it because I was raped as a child by incredibly rich white people who were connected to this country's elite. I care about this because I was one of these fucking kids. There's a huge goddamn difference between us. I actually care about stopping child rape because I was raped as a child. You defend pedophilia because you are a pathetic bootlicking waste of oxygen. Do us all a favor and contract leukemia, you worthless husk of a man. You came from a weak father and a whore mother. You probably also came from a coward grandfather and a slut grandmother. Do us a favor, shut the fuck up forever, and let the grown adults try to find the child trafficking pedophiles while you run defense for them, you pathetic incel.
Roadmap where to look. Go ahead.
My location is Moscow. Oh my god, you can't even make this shit up. He's a Russian bot. You're a Russian bot in here defending pedophiles. You inferior fucking dog. Hey, watch this. Hey, Rob, what's your opinion on Vladimir Putin? You feel brave enough to type your opinion on Vladimir Putin all the way from Moscow, you Russian dog? Go ahead. Tell us your opinion on Vladimir Putin. Be brave in the chat, you fucking unter.
I'll go first and then I'll let them. They're much more important than me, but I don't understand why it's a hostile act. I can tell you that I talked to President Trump back in 2009, and several times after that, he didn't think that it was a hoax then. In fact, he helped me. He got on the phone. He told me things that were helping our investigation. Now, our investigation wasn't looking into him, but he was helping us then. He didn't treat this as a hoax. So at this point in time,
I give the $5 throwing some money to the victim pool. Let's go swimming, y'all. Hell fucking yeah.
Which is, I want transparency. This about face that occurred, none of us understand it. In fact, I don't understand how this is an issue that's even up for debate. How do you not stand behind these women after you've heard their stories?
Do you think Epstein really killed himself? No, I don't even think he's dead.
Only because files are being kept in secrecy. The world should know who he is, who protected him, and the other people that are out there to be investigated need to be investigated.
Sir, Miss Davis,
go ahead.
Are there any people who are currently serving in government?
Notice how Rob went quiet? Yeah, because he's not allowed to fucking insult his leader. He's afraid now.
Anything of that sort who Jeffrey Epstein connected you with? Are you willing to say yes or no?
I don't think I can answer that.
Mr. Edwards,
sorry.
Mr. Edwards, you represent Virginia Roberts Dupre, correct?
Yes, America already drew up plans for the invasion of Mexico. That's coming soon.
Hi, Anushka DeGiorgio. I have been threatened. I was threatened by phone. My daughter was threatened when I was volunteering to participate in, by means of being a witness in a civil lawsuit that Virginia Giuffre was bringing against Ghislaine Maxwell.
Even for the $5. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, he retreated to Israel.
Not only by journalists, but by people who do not get out of the car and do not try and talk to me and just drive behind me as I drive my daughter to school. So the fear is very real for us.
Even for the $14. Why do you think he's not dead? For two reasons. One, a man with that level of connections doesn't die. Two, Trump has referred to him as Jeffrey Epstein, the man who never dies. Third, Israel has an actual program, this isn't conspiracy, where they will bring pedophiles from the United States to Israel and expunge their record. There's been entire documentaries written about this. And we know Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent, probably one of their most important agents. So I just don't believe that he actually died.
You know, when the FBI did nothing about her initial report, you know, we did. She reported individually at that time, and then in 2002, we spoke to a reporter at Vanity Fair, telling our stories.
Thank you for the $10. Something in Russian. Don't know what it means, but thank you very much.
We believed that was going to make a difference. We believed that would be put in print, and that story was crushed. And it was because of their power. And the message that we got from that was direct threats from Maxwell to my sister about her well-being and her safety and that of our family. So I think many people have similar stories of threats. That has been a very real part of this case.
Go ahead, over here.
Do any of today's survivors speaking, did anybody here ever have any connection or interaction with Epstein's alleged financier, Leslie Wexner?
No.
You called Rob a pedo and a bitch rat?
One thing that's very clear, when people say, you know, please share names, There are names that are very well known, like that of Les Wexner, who everyone knows supplied an enormous amount of Epstein's financial wealth and allowed this operation to happen. So it's, I think, confusing to many of us why there have not been more ramifications for him, and he's been seen as a victim when clearly I believe there's more to it.
Mr. Edwards, right here, please. Mr. Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you represented Virginia Roberts Giuffre for many years. She eventually had to recant the allegations that she made against Alan Dershowitz. She alleged that on at least 6 occasions.
All right, next question.
Oh, they're not talking about Alan Dershowitz.
Why is it that she should be
Fucking devil.
Anybody else?
How do the victims feel about the interview that was given to Ghislaine Maxwell by Todd Blanche?
Why aren't you going to answer the question?
Okay, ma'am, I think that you had a question.
When you talk to
No, Trump will say nothing about this.
when you talk to the press on MSNBC about the
If he does say anything, he'll call all of these women lying bitches. I haven't played the new Helldivers update. I gotta try it today.
I don't know that we're able to reveal what we've seen and what we have not seen by way of protective order, but my point being in that circumstance was, if anybody wants answers, there's an easy place to get it. I told you where to get it. I said the estate of Jeffrey Epstein has it. Serve a subpoena.
Why
on
won't they
them.
talk about
They'll
Alan
turn it
Dershowitz?
over.
Alan
And
Dershowitz
if
was
we had
Jeffrey
served a
Epstein's
subpoena on them in
lawyer.
the
He
past,
also volunteered to be Benjamin Netanyahu's lawyer when he was charged with war crimes. He's also a very close friend of Jeffrey Epstein. He wrote him a birthday letter. Alan Dershowitz is one of the most dangerous men on planet Earth.
Let the American public decide. Instead of harassing, instead of, I gave you your say. Look.
Against a prominent individual, among others. You're hired by Dershowitz. And then had to admit
But,
other counsel.
you know,
He knows what I'm talking about. That contained hugely salacious allegations against a whole
You've been heard.
individual.
You've been heard.
Shouldn't you tell the public about this?
You've been heard. And even Alan Dershowitz has released the files. Release the files. That is the answer, and that's what we're here for. That is the
Dude, it's hilarious. As soon as I said the word Putin, that fucking Russian pedophile sprinted out of this chat. He knows that as soon as his computer speaker says the word Putin from Moscow, the goddamn KGB immediately started monitoring him.
They didn't ever see the president, but then not president yet, but they didn't ever see Trump with Epstein in any way.
I don't know who's. I don't think that we can answer that question. Did anybody see Trump with Epstein back then? This is really not a political thing. We want the passage of the bill, and this is not to call out President Trump.
What about your interaction with Trump?
My point was that he was friendly back then, did not think that it was a hoax, and was trying to help. And now it seems like all of a sudden somebody's in his ear and he's not. So I'm hoping he'll come back to where he was back in 2009, be on the side of the victims and stand with us.
On the passage of the bill,
Go ahead.
Ashley Grassfield, Virginia caller, wanted to ask the victims what they thought of the interview with Todd Blanche with the Deputy Attorney General when the DOJ.
Did you answer? Do you want to answer?
I would.
Teresa will step up.
I would. Teresa J. Home. Happy to speak on that because what I will say is she got this airtime and platform. Her voice was elevated way before our voices were elevated here today. And that same calm, manipulative voice that she had so polite there that day with Todd Blanche was the same polite, coercive, manipulative voice that I heard as she was grooming me to then send me off to the home of Jeffrey Epstein where he would assault me. So that's what she was doing for hours, speaking with me, building relationship with me, building trust with me, allowing me to believe that I was going to get this job, a dream job that I had been recruited from my college, flown across the country from Los Angeles to New York City to interview, so I thought. So her voice that day was the same voice that sent me off to a monster. So nothing can be believed from what she says because she's been charged with perjury. I myself could sit there and listen, and as I did, I sat there and listened to this woman's voice lie
Luigi,
and
shush.
there was no pushback from Todd Blanche because
Yeah,
does
no,
he even
dude.
have the facts to be
Ghislaine
able
Maxwell
to
should
push
have
back on
never, ever been
that?
allowed
We
to
could
even
sit
be
there and push back.
interviewed.
Why didn't we get to attend that? Why weren't we there that day? Or why wasn't even one of us consulted prior to that day in that meeting? And why on earth has she been moved from Florida to her, it basically is prison spa. I mean, you know, let's be real. None of us were consulted. I found out, just like everyone here found out, through the media, through all of you. We found out about Ghislaine's transfer. So we are all, I'm very angry to sit there and listen.
Putin
The
really that
feelings
bad?
come
Yes.
up listening to this
Putin's a
woman's
mass
voice
murderer.
is repulsive. Yes, I would say it's triggering. We all work very hard on healing, and it still gets to us after 2 decades. It's a very long answer, but that it's repulsive to sit there and listen to her voice in her interview.
This is crazy. All right. Listen, guys, I'm going to cut the live stream. I got to get ready to go to the gym. Make sure you go watch that video I just posted if you tuned in late. It's a great video, but I'm going to hop off. Thank you for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. Big fan, man. Do you play with your fans? I do sometimes. It depends on the game. There's not a lot of games where you can just play with like a large amount of friends or a large amount of fans. All right, guys. I'll catch you. Later, guys.